Hello and welcome to Todd's Aquatics. Today I'm doing an update on the show tank. If you watched my previous videos, I previously had a 40-gallon show tank. I have moved the fish, with the exception of the cories, which I'm keeping separate at this time to try to do some breeding, and most of the plants over into this new 75 that you see in front of you. I'm not the best plant person in the world. Obviously I struggle, probably because I don't use strong enough lights and I don't use CO2, but one of the things I do pretty well with is crypts, or our crypts. And all of these crypts I've got in the corner here are transplants from my 40-gallon. You can see there's a whole lot of them there. I've basically created a forest of crypts. The other plants that came over, the Rotella rotillifundia there came over. I added some, I believe it's called parrot feather, just today, so that's just settling in. I've added some, I believe it's called Windelov. Like I said, I'm not a plant expert. All this Anubias over here came over from the other tank. Anubias I tend to do decent with. I get algae growth on it. As you can see on some of these, there's some pretty good algae spots on them. If the angelfish will get out of the way, you can kind of see that. But it does tend to grow fairly well for me. So I got another stem plant back there. Can't remember what it's called, but I just purchased that today, hoping I can get some stem plants to do something. The Rotolia has always done pretty good for me, but I have struggled with pretty much anything else. Bacopa, any of that type of stuff, just does not seem to like me. As far as the fish, everything except the cories was moved over here. This 75 originally housed a bunch of Anacistris. I took most of those out. There are currently, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 of them in here. And then I added a group of rummy-nosed tetras to my school of tetras, which I really like. I like the color difference, and everyone tends to school together. It's just really a neat effect. My angelfish all came over, are doing well. I seem to be pretty happy, so I will probably be getting some breeding activity out of them fairly soon. I've never actually raised the eggs before, but they have spawned for me several times. So that is the 75. Like I said, I am not an aquascaper by any means, but I do like the layout. And I like the openness for the fish, which is a lot better in this 75 than it was the 40. I wasn't expecting it to be that much better. The next tank I moved down is my Shelly's tank. I'm still working with it a little bit, but I got the Shelly's down here. They're still settling in. I've still got my Lipnochromis in here. Like I said, I probably need to rehome those at some point because the ocelotus just are mean little buggers and they keep them pinned in a corner most of the time. I pretty well had to break the tank down and redo it to get it down here. It was really a challenge trying to move this tank with all the sand in it. I did end up losing, I think, 2 of my baby ocelotuses. The other 2 I have found are swimming around doing fine, but I did lose 2. I didn't lose any of the adults, thankfully, and they all have pretty well settled into their new territories now, so I don't think there will be too much fighting in between them. And I also brought down the breeder box that I had, and there are a total, I don't know if you'll see any of them in here, excuse the box, it's kind of dirty to look at, but there are a total of 10 of them in here. So once these get grown out, it'll be interesting to see whether I'm going to be able to put them into the main display to kind of grow that colony, or whether I'll just have to sell them off. because of their aggressiveness. You know, I obviously don't want to put them in to the big tank and then have all the mature adults kill them. So we'll see. Right now, these are the only 2 tanks I've got moved down. I've still got several to go, but these were also the hardest 2 tanks to get moved down. So hopefully I'll be able to do another update here in a couple days with the rest of the tanks. Thanks for watching. If you liked, please subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you.